Welcome to this talk in which I will show you how to streamline your dine-in, delivery, and takeaway orders using the presets. As usual, you can scan the QR code and you can write down your questions. We will review them at the end of the presentation. In the meantime, what I can tell you is that this presentation will be slightly different than the previous one, of course, the topic. But what I want to say that it will be more theory, let's say, in 3-4 minutes, and then it will be a complete live demo. So maybe you have to wait a few times if you want to switch to the demo, if you do not like so much the theory. Let's start on time. It will be the first time. Okay. If you own a restaurant, I'm sure that you have experienced this situation at least once. You have so many orders to deal with. The orders from the guests to dine in. The orders for takeout. For takeout, you have to put the phone numbers. For delivery, you have to take the addresses. It's a complete mess. With Odoo, you can avoid that. Maybe you're wondering, okay, how can you solve that? Just because in Odoo 19, we have developed a brand new feature called presets. Presets will allow you to prepare some configurations that will automate and save you time. The main preset you will certainly use will be dine-in, takeout, and delivery, but you could create many more. In just one click in your Odoo database, you can activate this feature and put the preset that you want. In my case, I decided to have dine-in, takeout, delivery for the full demo. And we can put a default preset as well. Automation of the price list. That's one of the first things you can do. On each preset, you can configure a price list. Based on that, I'm sure that you know that some restaurants, for example, they offer -10 or -15% if you do takeout, but not on the inside. That's completely fine, and you can put that. Here in my example, it will be -10% for all the products, so that you know. But as I said in my previous presentation, you can, of course, make some specific price lists on some categories, -10 on the drinks, -20 on the food. You manage that. And thanks to that, the prices will automatically adapt based on the presets that you select, either on the self-ordering, presentation just before, but also inside in your point of sale. And I will show you. Tax changes. In the same way than for the prices, we have the tax automations. Maybe for the people who are not from Belgium, you know that in Belgium we have very easy fiscal laws. So that, for example, just so that you have in mind, if I take a Coca-Cola and if I drink it in the restaurant, it's 21% VAT. If I take the same Coca-Cola and drink it outside for takeaway or delivery, it's 6% VAT. I didn't decide that. But that's how it is. And sometimes in a lot of software, that's a mess because you have on the products to configure the taxes for dining, the taxes for takeout. If you do takeout or not, that's completely difficult. I know that this is the case for Belgium, but also, if I'm not mistaken, for France, UK, Germany, and maybe more to come. And thanks to that, the prices will automatically change very smoothly. We will see that just after. Then, time schedule. On each preset, again, independently, you can decide to activate or not the time schedule. It will allow you to manage the orders by time. Of course, here the slots are, I don't know, slots are 30 minutes, but you could have put slot of 10 minutes. My previous customer put 5 minutes because he can deliver pizzas very fast. You manage the slots and the capacities. You can, of course, manage your own schedule based on your opening time. You can have a schedule for the takeout, a schedule for the delivery. That's up to you. And then what is very interesting with that is that you have also the possibility, to order in the next days, like I showed just before. You can see here, I can order, for example, 7 days in advance, even if the point of sale session is closed. And you can directly see if a slot, is full or not. As I suppose that you already understood, the slot of 8 p.m. is full just because it reached my maximum capacity. But again, Odoo wanted to stay flexible, and you can use this slot. But at least you know that you could have some problem to reach the time. Identification. In the same logic again, on each preset individually, you can activate or not the name identification. So, For example, for takeout, you can ask only for the name. I think that's enough. And for delivery, of course, I think that to have the address is better. And you can have these two possibilities, and then the name will be displayed in your point of sale and also in the preparation display. We will see that just after. But you can see here on the top, the name is directly there. I know that if I add a water, for example, I will add it in the order of Guillaume at 6:30. I cannot do some mistakes, some stupid mistakes. Preparation display, I was speaking about that. Also in the receipt, as you can see, maybe it's less important on the receipt, but as well, you have the information of, okay, which client was it? It was a client for takeout at 6 p.m., okay. And as you can see, this is the same order that I took. On the right, instantly, we receive the preparation display to know what we have to prepare. And everything is clear. I directly see in yellow that, okay, it's for takeout, okay, it's for Peter, it's on the left, and it's for 6 p.m. And I know that for the moment I took the screenshot directly, but I could know for how many time he has been waiting. Then I think that this is nice because you have also internally, but in your team, in the kitchen and the bar, all the information that you need and instantly. I think that you like some demos, so let's switch to the demo. Okay, first, in 1 minute, I want to quickly show you the preset. The preset will be here, just below the configuration, okay? Here I put 3 presets. I could create many more. I can have 20 presets if I want. Different per point of sales. I can completely manage if I have a big industry, not a big industry, but a big hotel with 4 restaurants, I can have 20 presets depending on my point of sale. That's completely fine. But the principle will stay the same. First, let's go with the dine-in. That's the easiest one. I took the price as usual, so no price list. It will be the normal prices. No fiscal position, because that's the usual taxes. I do not want to manage by time. I let it available in the self. We will see that later. And I do not need to have the name or the address of the customer because he's inside my restaurant. Then let's switch to the delivery one to see the little changes. Very easily, okay, here I put a fiscal position, takeout, and no price list. For my delivery, I do not want my prices to be reduced. In this case, I want to have the address. The name is not enough, unfortunately. And I want to manage my order by time. And remember it, I want to have a preparation capacity of 2 orders and slot of 20 minutes. You will see how it changed just after. Of course, I want to let it in the self, and I could change my schedule here depending on my opening time. And the takeout is the same, except that in this case, I put the 10% price list to have my prices automatically done. Okay? Now, I think that it's time to do an order. Here I'm about to sell. Okay. Let's do first an order of 1 Coke and 1 pasta bolognese. Okay, take a Coke, pasta, nice. Can you remember these taxes? 0.86 euros. Just remember these figures. Okay. Let's say finally my guests change their mind and they would like to take out. Okay. Take out, it's, let's say, Thomas, who is next to me. I will select, let's say, 6 p.m. Do you see the taxes? Instantly, my taxes have changed, but not my price, because my VAT included price, the price for the guest will not change in this case. My bad, the prices changes, because what? I put my 10% discount. But if I do my takeout, my delivery map, I can select my user. And what you see is my prices didn't change, but my taxes did. So depending on the use case, if this is, for example, only fiscal position, only price list, everything will adapt smoothly. And most of that, for example, I forgot to add some products on the order. Let's say some Schweppes and 1 Aperol Spritz. I forgot to add it, but you see, directly it will follow and the tax will be the same. And I can change my preset at any time. I do not have to redo my order and delete everything. I can just click on takeout again. And as you see, I get back to takeout. And as you can see, here I have my prices decreased. You can see that directly, 2 euros for the Coca. If I get back to dine-in, 2.20 €. Automatically, my prices changed. And I think that something is way better is that if you do a takeout, let's say again for 6 p.m., okay, my prices change. So as you can see, 2 euros, minus 10%. But what if, maybe you could ask the question, okay, but for any reason, I want a takeout order, but for a specific client, maybe because you do not like him, you do not want to apply the price list. That's possible as well. You just go here in 3 dots. This is the price list that has been applied automatically because I put that in the configuration of my preset. But that's changed. Automatically, you see, 220, 450, I can have my takeout orders, but still use the price list that I want. Of course, there is the automation, but you can break the rules if you want. And okay, I can, like I said, I can still add some stuff. Okay, let's add a fungi, let's add a Minute Maid, and we can order it. That's done. And I want to order a Schweppes. Okay, for dine-in, I will do a payment. I just want to show you something in the backend as well. And I will order as well some maybe pizza margherita with baca leaves and a drink. Okay, for takeout in this case. And let's put Peter 2, 10 to 3. Okay. Can select for 6 p.m. Nice. I can do my payment. I can order or not at the kitchen. Anyway, Odoo will tell me, like you see. I do not want to order it. They pay directly. Nice. What I want to show you in the backend is that all this information is interesting live, but you will keep and store all these informations like for years if you have a restaurant doing a long time. Let's just check. Here, automatically, you can see that the tax has changed. Because what? If you want extra info to understand, okay, why this taxes was applied at this moment? Just because I put the preset takeout for this order, and you even have more information on the order name that you can change if you want, on the hour, the price list that has been applied. So everything is stored so that you can understand if there has been something or if maybe one of your students, waiters, have done a mistake. Everything is there. And if I go to my order I just did, here in my case, because it was dine-in, like you can see here, my taxes was correct and was, let's say, the usual one that we have in Belgium. So all of this is really interesting. And let's get back to some orders. Okay. Let's do an order. I want a Streamline burger because I like it. Okay, I want a Coke, a Fanta, anyway, a Schweppes. And I select the takeout. What is interesting is that directly you can see the name of the open active orders that are there for takeout. You do not have to think about that. So just for example, imagine that here it's another people, let's say Jenna, who is ordering. Okay, she orders some stuff. She ordered it for 640, let's say. Or maybe a little bit before. Oh, okay, how can I change that? Again, it's so easy. You see the time here? If you did a mistake or if you want to change the time at which you have to order, you just click on it. And here you can see, okay, I have the possibility to order it maybe a little bit before, or just maybe it was an order for tomorrow. Okay, for 12 o'clock. Nice. And then I can order it. Okay? You heard it sound? Then, for example, a client is calling me, okay? They would like to add to an order some lunch salmon because they have other guests at home and a Petrus bottle because they have very nice guests. But finally, my client says, oh, is Jenna speaking on the phone? I have already ordered to you. You do not have to delete the orders and then go in the orders of Jenna and add the products. No. You just have, like I said, the open active order. You just click on Jenna and all the product that you added, have been added on the order. Of course, you can still change the time, but we changed it already, so that's nice. And you order, but you will not order, of course, everything. You will only order what you have just added. So you order it. You heard the sound? That's order in the preparation display. Instantly, I can show it to you. Here, Jenna, I have my 2 orders that I have to prepare. Okay, now let's say that they have another order. Pasta, I have to decide for the sides. Okay, club sandwich, maybe a water to be a little bit healthy. And they want to take out. Nice, it's a new guest. Let's say Carl, and we can apply, okay? As you can see, the slot is full. I know directly that my 6 p.m. is full, so, okay, I could have it, but I see that because it is in red, I have already 2 orders in this slot. So maybe the best is that I can go to the kitchen and check to the chef, okay, is it okay if I take this 6 p.m. order? And you can do that, but at least you will directly notice that it could be a little bit short. But if you want, if you know that you are in time with the ordering process, you can just put it as well. There is no restriction. It's just something to help you. And then let's order it. Oops, that's done. Let's do a last one if you want a very big one. Okay. I will order some stuff. And take out. I could do the delivery then to change a little bit. In this case here, you directly see that the delivery, we have to put the address and not only the name, because I think it's better for the delivery process. And so if I create my customer, I can create, let's say, I don't know, Philippe, and I can save. You see, Odoo directly suggests you, okay, you created a customer, but that's not enough. I need the address to be able to deliver my guest. So I need to enter the name. Okay, let's say 10 Brussels. And, whoops, Belgium, not Afghanistan. And we can save. We have to choose a time. With the delivery schedule, like I said, you could have 2 schedules. Let's say that I want it in 4 days. You see? Based on my schedule, directly, I can say that I'm not open during a certain period, Saturday, Sunday, for example. And here I'm open, I can order at this time. And we can order directly. You see, we received information, oops. Directly in the kitchen, we have the order for Philippe for tomorrow, or in 2 days, yeah. Then maybe you are wondering, okay, but where do all these orders go? Simply in the order section, just right here. But I say simply, but maybe for the ones who were using Odoo in the version 18, if I'm not mistaken, the first versions of 18, you had to go in the menu button here, you had to go for orders. It's what's maybe not so easy. Now, you just click on orders. You have all the active orders that you have currently. And most of that, again, based on these presets, you can only filter on the ones you need. So for example, if you have one computer here and one guy just to manage the takeout orders and one guy there to manage the delivery, for example, this one can only focus on, okay, I will focus on my takeout orders. I do not need to care about anything else. But if I want at a certain point of time, I can just click dine-in and see the dine-in ones. Directly, I can see the orders I want to see. And most of that, I can also see all the paid orders from the beginning of my restaurant, even if it was 10 years before. You can see directly all your orders. But let's get back to the active ones. You can see all this useful information that you get also in the orders in the point of sale, that you have also in the preparation display, of course. You can see that it's for takeout, of course, I filtered on it. But you can see that if there is a date, it means that it's not for today, it's due in a couple of days, for example, the 20th of September, the 19th. If there is only the hour is due for today, you can see the hour, but most of that you can directly see if you are late or not, or if it will be closed. Then you see the price, of course the name also of the guest, which is very important, and you could also filter on some information if you would like to. And then what is nice is that just when the client is there, for example, Jenna comes, okay, this is Jenna, I would like to take my order, no problem. I double click on it, I have my order, okay, do you want to pay by cash, by cards? It's quite expensive with the petrol bottle. Huh? She wants to pay only 200 with cash and the remaining with my card, okay, nice, done, that's done. Instantly, everything is so smooth. The kitchen knows that they have to focus on the kitchen, the bar knows that they have to focus on the bar. Each person has this job, and we are not losing a lot of processes. And also, you have this useful information here about all the products. It was for takeout, for this specific time, and all the nice information. Okay, now I want to show quickly the preparation display. So what I want to show you is that, again, like I said, all this information are very interesting for the preparation display, for the kitchen and the bar. In the example here, I let it simple, so I put everything in one preparation display. But if you have a very big restaurant, you could have one preparation display for kitchen 1, one preparation display for kitchen 2, and one for the drinks. And based on the product categories, you can send the products on the good preparation display. Same, if you have 4 point of sales, you can divide the preparation displays based on the point of sales, of course. And here you have the interesting information. You know that, for example, here is Jenna. Okay, it's the order at 12. It's for takeout. And there they are waiting in 36 minutes. So 36 minutes. So maybe I should have to hurry up a little bit. And once it's done, I can simply remove that from the preparation display. So all of this is nice for your guests, internally, for you, for your preparation display, just for everyone. And just to finish, I want to show you the preparation display, because that's what I would like to show you is on the phone, when you will scan, you will have to select your presets. And again, like I said, in the point of sale, it will adapt automatically for your guests as well. So for example, if I would like to take out, you can see, let's take something easy. I don't know which price is my Streamline burger, 18th, okay? 18th with my reduction. But if I would like to dine in, let's remember the 18 price. My Streamline burger, it's 20. So automatically, also for the guest, depending on the self-ordering process that he wants or she wants to do, automatically the prices will adapt, and also the taxes. But the taxes, they will not see that. So instantly, everything is smooth. You can disable the preset, you can enable the presets. Everything you can do that live. And as you see that, sorry, I can show you, and you know that already. My session was open. So all what I did is with an open session. As I don't know if you remember the picture that we saw at the beginning, it was quite a mess. So I don't know if you want to continue with that way, or if you want to try the new Odoo way with the presets. Because thanks to presets, you can automate your prices, your tax, you can activate or not, it's up to you, the time schedule. Same for the name identification. And you can also display the preset or not in the self-order, depending on the use case. This new preset feature from Odoo 19 can allow you to avoid a mistake and be so much faster. I think that's time for the Q&A session. Let's welcome our interviewer. Hope it's mine. Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, hello.
Thank you, Guillaume.
Thank you.
There's some questions. The first one is, can you show how to apply automatic orders, automatic order names to take out orders instead of the name of the client? I find it easier to identify a customer who comes to collect by a code rather than by a name.
I mean, what you could do is just simply remove the name. So if I show you in the settings, in my case here for takeout, I ask for the name. If you do not want your guest to enter the name, you just remove this. And in the preset takeout, or in the delivery, if you want to do that for both, you just put not required, you save, and they will not have to enter the name again. But just the tips, because I implement restaurants, I think it's better with the name, because most of time, guests will not remember the order, but the name, they will remember it.
Okay. Then is there any possibility to limit the orders per slot by amount of products instead of amount of orders? One order of 15 sandwiches has the same workload for the kitchen than 5 orders of 3 sandwiches, for example.
No, for the moment, no, unless I'm mistaken, but we saw that with Fabien just before. But no, it's not possible. I think it could come. That's a nice feedback. But the question that was before, and that's maybe linked to that, is first that for the self-ordering, because it was more related to the self-ordering, I would really tell you that I want you to test first with a couple of self-orders. Maybe not online, maybe just put the QR code on some tables so that you can test and you can see if indeed you receive orders from 15 sandwiches or not.
So what happens when you delete one preset from a point of sales that's already in use?
Let's check if we have the time. I would not advise to do it live, but normally we can do that. I can go in my settings. For example, I do not want in my restaurant to let my students or my waiters order on delivery. I save. You see, my point of sale session is open. I continue selling. And if I want to change my preset, I have to refresh. Oops, let's reload the data. But I would not suggest to do that. And you see, yeah, the delivery is out. But again, I do not suggest, maybe it's, otherwise you like risk, but I would not suggest to do that.
Living on the edge. Maybe, is there any visual notification in case my order has been in the kitchen for more than a preset time? Let's say 10 minutes.
Not for the moment, but what you can say, what you can do is in the preparation, you could have some different steps here. So what you could do, for example, I don't know, we decided that with a client 2 weeks ago, I think, is to have a step, an additional step, and you have maybe, if you have a lot of orders and you want to manage this time, you just move it to the next step, and you will have an intermediate one, and so that you can manage the time and check, and maybe the time is up.
The time is up. Thank you.
Thank you.